Hello and welcome. My name is Esther. I am an artist, spiritualist healer. I do many things. So today for the collective, I just feel like everyone's feeling quite wobbly, right? Uncertain of where do I go? What do I do? What's my path forward? Things like that. So we're going to start with the inner child oracle. And we're just going to kind of get some ideas of, well, what's really going on? And where is it that you can really honor your heart and also feel a little bit more calm? I feel like there's like a lot of energy this year of anxieties, fears, depression, overwhelm, stress, like just heavy energy that I think the collective is going through. And that's very understandable. So let's see what Spirit has to say for you and where your advice can be in how you move through these times of uncertainty, feeling a little bit like stuck or overwhelmed or lost or scared or in fear. And we'll see what comes through. Thank you, Spirit. The highest and best good for the collective today in regards to assisting them in overcoming fears, anxieties, overwhelm, feeling a little lost and uncertain in their life. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. 22, let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel it. Yeah. So ultimately, it's like inner grace of allowing yourself to feel and be seen and recognized in what's going on in your body, what's going on in your emotions, right? What's going on in your heart? How are you feeling? And to really honor, where are you grieving or where are you feeling stuck and why, right? Is there something there that's like, oh, I don't really know whether I can do it, or I don't know if I'm capable enough or whatever? Well, maybe that's like an element as well that you can kind of come more deep home to, shed the light on to, but also hold like a little bit more calm and grace for saying like, it's okay that I'm here, but it's also okay that we look into that, feel it, and allow it to like move through the body so you can transform it. Because it's ultimately in those spaces, like when we're facing fear, it's really important to kind of go into the nothingness in a sense, right? Like that's why meditation is so powerful, because it allows you to kind of go into that inner quiet and calm and stillness and saying like, well, actually, there's nothing to fear here. This is just an energy. This is just like a learned habit or trait, or even like ultimately safety, security, grounding, right? So it's also saying like, where do you need to get grounded? She's very much like in this field and in this area of paradise, of this beautiful space that's quite magical. And she even has a butterfly in her hand, right here. So very much a transformative kind of period, but it also requires like a lot of courage to look at those inner truths and like the deeper introspective places of like, where do you still hold on to fear or to lack or to hiding yourself or not allowing yourself to shine, being too afraid to express outwards, right? Let's see what comes out through the fairies. Wow, that was quite expressive there. I feel like this one as well. Perfect. Okay. So first and foremost, dancing leaves again. That's so interesting. Got this another day. So this is really embracing the change, right? Letting go of the winds of transformation to guide you. You also got pixie dust, add touch of magic, let your dreams take flight. So really stepping into the new, right? Rediscovery of self, your dreams, aspirations, and then also fairy tea party delight. Join fairies for a whimsical tea party, indulge in magical treats and delightful conversation. So you may be finding that you want to also connect with more like minds, right? People that are very similar to you, perhaps, or those who hold the same understandings, especially with the moonlight energy here, the mycelium once more. This mushroom energy is quite evident, right? Here it's about the transformation, and then it's also about the realignment with your soul tribe. So it's like connecting into a community that really understands you, understands this magical, mystical element of who you are. Because you're most likely a very, very harmonic being. Someone who's very magical and a deep thinker, a deep feeler, very introspective, very emotional, but in the right ways. And with all this like fairy and butterfly energy, it's a lot like, you've already transformed, right? With the dancing leaves, it's really about embracing the change of where you've transformed. You've transformed this year. That's why a lot has shifted this year, just so you know. So you've already transformed. But now that you have, it's about the recalibration of the body, recalibration of your energy, recalibration and attunement of like, oh my gosh, okay, my environment shifted and changed, and now what? And where do I go? Or whatever that story looks like. And this is where the fairies are saying, well, this is the tea party. This is where you're about to celebrate. This is about where you're going to have new career opportunities, collaborations, perhaps even loving relationships. Like it's because of your willingness to shift, your environment is also doing the same thing. So your environment is now beginning to shift to match you. One moment here. Hello and welcome back. Sorry. So yeah, collective, like this fairy tea party delight energy is really about, what are you allowing to come into your life to bloom for the better, right? So let's see places and spaces. Where are you going? Thank you. All right, collective. So you have lighthouse, guiding light, right? So you're now emerging as a guiding light for others. You're now having to honor this lighthouse energy. Not only shining the light in your own life and where it needed to shift, but also this light through the storms, through the tumultuous waters, through the uncertainty, through the scarcity, through, a long journey. The lighthouses guided a lot of ships after a long journey, sometimes from one land to another. Perhaps you're needing to relocate from one land to another. And that is no small feat. It can be quite exhausting, tiresome. But this lighthouse has you. This lighthouse is marking that you are safe. You have arrived. You are arriving. You are arriving to these new horizons. You also got post office, which is amazing. This is about the expansiveness of your gifts, reaching broader and grander scales. So this feels already, actually with these two here, collective, that you may be moving, right? You may even be relocating, which is not easy. That can be quite scary because that means that you're leaving everything that you've known. Perhaps you have to move your family. Perhaps you have to move completely by yourself. But regardless, you're expanding into reaching new horizons, new postal codes, new addresses. Whether or not it's a relocation, it could even just be a move within your area. You got supermarket, grocery shopping, variety of products, fresh produce. So this is really about like, what are you shopping for and why? Are you paying attention to the selections of what you're picking and choosing through life? And is it actually nourishing your body, right? Because when we go to the grocery store, sure, we have an abundance, and this is where humanity is immensely blessed. We have an abundance to choose from, right? You can choose to get some chips or get some vegetables, perhaps get some grains or some vitamins. You have the capacity to get meat or poultry, fresh dairy, or packaged sugary products. Who knows? But the choices are limitless to what you feel like getting that day. Spirit is saying, like, where are you picking and choosing in the grocery shopping to nourishing your body? What are you choosing that's actually giving back to you? And is it actually nourishing to you? Are you going for chocolates and candies, or are you going for fresh fruit and vegetables? What are those choices that you're picking and then absorbing through your body? So with this grocery shopping energy collective, it's very much about the supermarket of, well, yes, you have an abundance of choice, but what is it that you're actually choosing to put into your body, put into your mind, put into your soul? And is it actually of your highest good? So this is where Spirit's saying grocery shop for the health, right? You also got governing, building, public service, administrative energies or agencies. So this energy feels a lot like you're understanding the gaps in society where people could possibly like grow or learn or shift for the better, where maybe there's healing that's needed in humanity, or maybe in your community, or maybe the governing bodies are not really servicing humanity the way that you believe could be done. So you may be more in this social activation of, I want better for my family, for my community, for myself. I want to see great change in the world, and thus I'm going to change myself. Because you're starting to see through the cracks, right? You're starting to see through what is not working and why. And that's powerful, because that means that, you're now holding this brand new form of discernment between truth and illusion, manipulation, right? Suffering or war versus peace, harmony, and unity, right? So that's massive as well, because you also got bridge, connecting pathway, overcoming divides. So you are one of the bridge makers collective. If you found this reading, it means that you are one of the many and one of the few that are curving this new light working path, this understanding of where humanity needs to shift, evolve, and change, where things are no longer working, not only within our own beings, but also within our communities, perhaps within our countries or our cultures, or where we're separating from each other too much. And really, ultimately, we need to unify together. We need to come back into a place of harmony and peace. We recognize there's too much suffering in the world. Everyone is suffering on different levels, and it's not okay. And it's not right. Nobody deserves to feel horrible and unworthy and unloved and sad and all these things every day. No. And just grinding to feed their families, or grinding to figure it out, or grinding to just support the self. Like, no, this is where we build the bridge to unify together. This is where we build the bridge within our inner beings to know that there's much better and much more. Amazing. Your last two was temple. Oh, beautiful. Spiritual practices, meditation and reflection, spiritual guidance. Exactly, collective. I think that it's quite clear here, even as the messages have come through, that you are on a higher view path. You are in a deeper understanding of not only spirituality, but the heart of you and the true essence of whom you are as a soul spirit. And that is unshakable. That is uneffable. No one, no thing can change or alter your destiny. It is for you. And you're understanding that along with what needs to change, we also need to come back to the heart feeling, heart thinking, heart willing, coming back to the temple of the self, the divinity of the self, the honor of your body, your mind, soul, spirit, the honor of this life, and the honor of where you're journeying to, right? Being open to the adventure, finding that temple within your being to really say, I am whole exactly as I am. I am beautiful and miraculous exactly as I am. And I would say, yes, you are. The last one was factory, industrial production, manufacturing, assembly line. So it's like basically you're breaking out of the matrix, collective, right? I mean, even with the color in this card, it's so cool because it's like you're seeing the forest for the trees, so to speak. Like you're seeing beyond the illusion and delusion of sparkly flashes of distractions and blinky blinky and marketing and be this to have value, be that to have value, work hard so that you can survive. And you're like, oh my gosh, like that doesn't make any sense anymore. I shouldn't have to just grind my ass off miserably day in, day out to then possibly like retire and then maybe have time to vacation when I maybe don't even have my health to vacation properly. It's like, no, you are breaking the mold of that. You're saying, if I want to travel and adventure now, I will. If I want to expand into more greatness for myself, for my family, I will. If I want to create something of inspiration and my natural talents and gifts, I will. So this is very much like breaking the mold, stepping out of the 3D, out of the matrix of where you were conditioned to remain small and remain enslaved, remaining working for the man, so to speak. And now you're saying, no, I feel that community is needed, relationships, working together, honor. We are abundant. We are valuable. We have the capacity to heal the earth. We have the capacity to heal and work together and unify as humanity. Everyone at the end of the day just wants to be seen and loved and appreciated. So we do need to step out of that separatism. We do need to come back to more of an element of harmony and not succumb to the monkey mind, the day in, day out grind of suffering, right? You are not a factory. You are a beautiful soul spirit here with immense creative gifts, immense talents, immense uniqueness that only you can shed a light onto. Yeah. So 9 of Pentacles coming through here, collective, the Devil. Yeah. So for your final message, collective, first and foremost, you have a lot of success coming in with the 9 of Pentacles. This is a lot to do with being rewarded for your efforts, your willingness to keep going forth, even in the darkest periods, even in those moments where you're like, I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going or how or why. And I might be scared, I might be uncertain, I might not know what I'm doing, but I'm doing. And Spirit is saying yes, because there's major success here. This is like slow and steady wins a race. This is about being self-sufficient. This is about being your own entrepreneur. This is needing no one, no thing. This is being self-made, right? You're becoming self-made. King of Wands. Boom. So this is very much about leadership. It's about your vision coming realized. It's about you taking control, being bold and optimistic, and really coming back into your life in integrity, right? Integrity and wholeness and the willingness to really aim higher, achieve higher. And that's really where Spirit, even with the foundation of your reading today, was like, give yourself permission to feel it. Yeah. You also got Queen of Wands. This is very much about being like self-assured and confident and coming back home into realizing like, no, I actually am awesome. Like being that boss within you, saying like, no, that actually, who was I to think that I couldn't? Who was I to think that all these beautiful things couldn't come to fruition? Of course it can come to fruition. They're there for you. It's about being victorious. And then the Devil. Right? This is where you've overcome past chains, past bondages, past patterns and habits and self-sabotage and diminishing elements within yourself that ultimately were obviously not helpful at all, ever, So we're going to do final message from the fairies here. collective before we end off? Thank you. Spirit, just final message. Thank you. Okay, 2 poured out. You got Elf Enchantments. Focus on your goals. Let your intentions guide you to success. Perfect. Exactly. Focus on your goals. Focus on your dreams, your aspirations. You know, you matter. And that's what you're learning, especially as someone who typically probably pours out to everyone everything outside of you. You're now learning to receive. You're now learning that, oh my gosh, you are welcome to be focusing on your goals and letting your intentions and guidance bring you to your success. You're allowed to be successful. You also got Balance Cross, seek harmony, align with your mind, body, and spirit. Couldn't have said it better. With all these crystals, this cross here and the knots, and look at that again. 4-leaf clover. Massive success, rebirth, but also vibrational harmony. This also means angelic protection. This means protection from your guides, guardians, and spirits, right? Like, there's nothing you need to worry about. You are so divinely guided and protected. You are safe. You are certainly not alone. You know, it's kind of like that Christ in me, like that heart consciousness essence. It's not religious, but it's more of an essence of vibrational understanding and well-being, the understanding of whom we are beyond the physical realm, right? It's the metaphysical. It is this harmony. Yeah. And it's saying align with your mind, body, soul, spirit. So this is really honestly where you're holding more reverence for whom you are, reverence for your life, and honor of your health. And where you can kind of explore, you know, where have I been limiting myself or keeping myself stuck unnecessarily, right? And Spirit's saying, yeah, because there's no need. Like, you have all the forces in your favor, all this abundance, all this amazing, miraculous gifts of whom you are that only your soul signature can express anyways. Like, there is no competition because only you can be you. And you are vital, you are important. So, yeah, we'll leave it there. I'm just sending you so much love and light. And ultimately, if you resonated with this, you should be immensely proud, because this is not an easy element to transform. It's not easy to be able to see through and discern through illusion and delusion. It's not easy to also attain our aspirations and step out of the matrix. Absolutely not. Right? So you should be immensely proud, because your willingness to be here means that so many others will benefit because of that. And that's an incredible gift. That is like one of the highest forms of love. And quite frankly, you become the greatest healer by resonating within your own inner love. So I thank you and I commend you. And you certainly have my support, collective, and whomever you are. So please like, share, comment, subscribe if you found that this resonated, because it means a lot. And you're deeply loved and you are supported. So, yeah. Cheers.